A cold, gray morning casts its muted light over a modest apartment where young Ava, with eyes older than her tender age, clutches a gleaming ring that holds more than just beauty. It carries a desperate hope. In a small, cramped home where every day is a battle against hardship, Ava has discovered a secret treasure hidden away, a relic from her mother, Clara's, past. With Clara stricken by illness and unable to afford much-needed medicine, Ava steps into a busy city determined to change their fate. As the rain softly subsides, Ava finds herself standing on the crowded sidewalks, her gentle plea falling upon the ears of Daniel, a successful young entrepreneur with a heart weighed down by past regrets. When Daniel holds the ring and reads the familiar inscription that connects him to memories of love and loss, a silent tear escapes him, a single droplet that speaks volumes of a history he'd long tried to bury. In this emotionally charged moment, their worlds collide. Ava's unwavering hope and quiet strength bridge the gap between hardship and a future filled with kindness. This story isn't just about overcoming adversity. It's a reminder that small acts of compassion can ripple out to create lasting change. Welcome to Acts of Kindness Stories, where every narrative is an ode to the transformative power of empathy and sincere human connection. Stay with us as we follow Ava, Clara, and Daniel on a journey that redefines family, mends old wounds, and shows that even in the darkest times, love and kindness can light the way to a better tomorrow. In the quiet hours of a chilly morning, young Ava stepped out into the bustling city streets with one precious object in her hand, a delicate ring with a small blue stone that shimmered even in the gray light. Its inscription, a name once cherished and now almost forgotten, held a secret that would change the course of several lives. Ava, whose life had never known luxury or comfort, clutched the ring as both a talisman and a desperate plea for help to save her ailing mother, Clara, who had been fighting a relentless fever for weeks. Ava's life had been defined by hardship from the moment she learned to take care of herself. In a cramped, modest apartment where her mother worked tirelessly to make ends meet, Clara had never allowed herself to show weakness. Yet deep within the confines of their small home, despair had begun to seep in. One day, while sorting through a forgotten box of keepsakes, Ava discovered the ring, a treasure whose origins she could only guess at. It must have been hidden away by her mother, Clara, a remnant of a past filled with both promise and pain. With maturity beyond her years, Ava decided that this ring might be her only chance to secure the medicine that Clara so desperately needed. Her journey led her to a busy city center, where the faces of hurried commuters blurred together in the early morning rush. There, destiny placed her before Daniel, a successful yet deeply troubled young entrepreneur known for his sharp intellect and his own history of loss. Daniel's life had been one of accomplishment and achievement, but behind his polished exterior lay secrets and regrets he thought were buried long ago. When Ava stepped forward, voice trembling yet resolute, offering him the ring in exchange for help, Daniel was instantly captivated, not merely by the object's beauty, but by the unmistakable engraving that stirred emotions he had long tried to silence. In that moment of recognition, Daniel's carefully constructed facade began to crumble. He recalled a time when promises were made and dreams were shared. The inscription on the ring, a name once spoken in tender moments between two people, opened a floodgate of memories. Memories of a love that had once promised everything, yet had withered under the strain of ambition and betrayal. Daniel's fingers trembled as he held the ring, and though he attempted to hide his reaction, a single tear betrayed his inner turmoil. It was more than a piece of jewelry. It was a call from his past, demanding that he face the consequences of the choices he had made. Carrying this heavy burden of regret and determination, Daniel chose to follow Ava as she led him through familiar yet foreign streets toward a dilapidated building, a place that now held the hope of healing for Clara. Inside a modest apartment, reality unfolded before him in stark detail. Clara lay weak and pale on a worn bed, a fragile figure in an environment that belied the strength of her spirit. As Ava guided Daniel through the narrow corridor, every step echoed with the weight of history, guilt, and the possibility of redemption. Daniel's heart pounded with each hesitant knock at Clara's door, unsure of how to bridge the chasm of years lost, yet compelled by an overwhelming desire to mend what had once been broken. When Clara finally opened her eyes, there was a moment of stunned silence. a recognition so fleeting yet profound that it spoke of pain, forgiveness, and the silent resilience of the human spirit. Without hesitation, Daniel stepped forward, offering gentle care and unwavering resolve as he checked her fevered brow and comforted both mother and daughter. In the face of such vulnerability, Ava's steady gaze never wavered. She had trusted this once distant man with everything she had, and now, in the quiet intimacy of that worn apartment, a fragile bridge began to form between old wounds and the promise of a new beginning. Over the course of those tender days, every shared glance and small act of kindness wove together a story of unexpected family ties. Daniel found himself rediscovering the simple joys that had once defined him: the innocent laughter of a child, the careful brush of a hand against a fevered forehead, and the silent understanding that sometimes the heart's deepest longings are found in the smallest moments. Together, they navigated the delicate interplay of caution and hope. Ava's quiet, unwavering determination and gentle kindness gradually eased Daniel's guilt, rekindling a sense of responsibility he had long neglected. Yet the past was not so easily forgotten. In quiet conversations away from Ava's attentive eyes, Clara and Daniel confronted the long-held pain of years spent apart. There were confessions and apologies that mingled with bitter memories, a mutual acknowledgement of mistakes made in pursuit of dreams that ultimately came at a great cost. Clara's voice, soft yet firm, recounted the lonely nights and the sacrifices taken to protect her daughter from further heartache. Daniel listened, his own remorse palpable in every whispered word. Through this vulnerable exchange, the three of them began to see that the present could be reclaimed, that the promise of a future built on genuine care and understanding was still within reach. As days turned into weeks, the once rigid boundaries that had separated them began to soften. Daniel rearranged his priorities, letting go of deadlines and boardroom pressures to stand alongside Clara and Ava during tender moments of recovery and healing. Whether it was sharing a simple meal at a modest kitchen table or spending quiet afternoons building small towers of colorful blocks, each moment carried a quiet significance. Ava's laughter, light and unburdened, slowly filled the gaps of their shared history, each burst of joy a reminder that love and commitment could overcome even the deepest scars. Their journey was not without lingering doubts or painful recollections. There were nights when Clara's eyes filled with tears as memories of a love lost swirled around her, and there were moments when Daniel's resolve faltered under the weight of accountability. Yet, with every shared sunrise and every quiet conversation in the hospital corridor, the trio learned that forgiveness is not an instantaneous miracle, but a gradual and courageous act, a daily reaffirmation that through kindness, understanding, and time, even the most shattered hearts could be rebuilt. Within the humble walls of that apartment, small rituals took on deep meaning. Daniel would leave thoughtful notes or tiny tokens of appreciation, a bouquet of fresh daisies, a carefully chosen book of childhood stories, or even the simple gift of a warm beverage, to remind Clara and Ava that he was there not only to heal old wounds but to forge a new path forward. Ava's gentle wisdom, expressed in the earnest questions she asked about dreams and the world beyond their doorstep, gently challenged both her mother and Daniel to see beyond the confines of their past mistakes. In the soft glow of a repaired bond, every gesture, every smile, every tear, became a stepping stone toward healing. At the heart of their evolving relationship was the unspoken agreement that each day presented a new opportunity to redefine what family meant. The ring that had started it all, once a symbol of desperate need and forgotten promises, had transformed into a beacon of hope. Its legacy was no longer one of sorrow, but a reminder that every scar told a story of survival and growth, and that even the smallest acts of kindness, when given with genuine care, could inspire a profound change. In the midst of these transformative days, their shared experiences began to sculpt a future that was both uncertain and filled with promise. The interplay of hardship and healing, loss and rediscovery, laid the foundation for a life where each person was given space to mend, to learn, and to eventually embrace forgiveness. Their story, as real as the soft morning light filtering through an old window, resonated with the enduring truth that while the past can leave deep imprints, the future is an open canvas, painted one compassionate stroke at a time. Welcome to the continuing journey on Acts of Kindness Stories, where every detail reflects the resilience of the human spirit and every moment is a chance to learn that love, when nurtured through empathy and perseverance, builds bridges over even the widest divides. As the storm of past sorrows and present struggles slowly subsides, the once fractured lives of Clara, Daniel, and Ava begin to weave together into a tapestry of hope and resilience. In the warm glow of a new home and the quiet strength of everyday moments, wounds start to heal. Clara finds solace in knowing she is no longer alone in her fight, while Daniel discovers that genuine care can spark a second chance at redemption. Ava's unwavering spirit reminds them that even in their darkest hours, the kindness of one small heart can illuminate the path to recovery for an entire family. Together, they learn that the journey toward healing is not measured by grand gestures, but by the everyday sacrifices, supportive smiles, and gentle words that restore lost trust. Each shared meal, every soft laugh echoing in the simple rooms of their modest apartment, and the careful rebuilding of a future once shattered, becomes a testament to the power of love and empathy. Their story is proof that embracing our vulnerabilities opens the door to forgiveness, and that the ties forged by genuine acts of kindness can defy even the deepest scars. If this story moved you, if it has sparked a glimmer of hope in your heart, please take a moment to like, share, and comment below. Help us reach 10,000 subscribers on the Acts of Kindness Stories channel. Your support will inspire more stories of courage, empathy, and the transformative power of human connection. Thank you for being a part of this journey.